Dan Deming of KKM Financial is here to handle the trader rundown for us. Good to have you here, Dan.
Thanks for having me, Ange.
Traders have a lot to consider this week with the ECB earnings coming into the market, and then of course we are getting closer to the election. So for you, probably the easiest way to check the market is to take a look at the technicals. So how are we doing? Is the market holding up?
Well, it's holding up, but it's definitely, when you look at the short-term trend, there's a short-term downtrend in place where most of these major averages now are below their 50-day moving average. And when you look at the SPX, you're looking at 2120 is from a support level. We were able to hold there last week, but we're getting creeping closer and closer to that. We did test it last week. So that's the first area of support for the market. Anything below that, then you start looking at the 200-day moving average, which comes in at 2069.
Ooh, okay, so we'll see what happens there. So I know that traders are really feeling a little bit more, maybe a little bit more bullish because the banks are starting to come in with better than expected news. Is that a big plus, do you think? Well,
it sets the trend, and so we had those come out last week, and for the most part, that was pretty positive response to those earnings. So we'll have to see. We have more banks this week, as well as some other, the S&P 500 names coming out as well. So it does kind of set possibly a foundation for earnings, but nonetheless, the overall trends in the market's really focused on the economic cycle. It's really more focused on the Fed than probably anything else. Even though we have the earnings coming out, the Fed is still really the catalyst for what the market's going to probably defend against as we move towards December.
Do you see a sign that we will get a rate hike in December?
Well, the market is becoming more and more concerned with the possibility of that happening. And when you look at the probability, we spoke of this last week, it still hasn't changed really, Ange. It's still running around 65% chance that in December they're going to hike. We've had some Fed officials, as well as some of the larger money managers out there, people who influence the market, indicating that if the Fed's going to move, why are they waiting till December when November is still in play? And of course, a lot of market participants believe that there's just no way the Fed's going to move before 6 days before the election. But you're still getting calls for that, so it's going to be interesting. Even that November meeting could influence the vol structure, could influence the market as well.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Ange.